What is going on, everybody? In this video, we are going to go over a 60-minute presentation from Luke McCallion and myself talking about Google business tactics and optimization. So buckle in, get a snack, get a nice drink, and get ready to learn. These are some of the tactics that have made Mac, Luke, and myself, the three partners at Momentum, millions of dollars in revenue year over year. So take notes, please listen, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the flip side. Enjoy. Welcome to Master Your Market with Google Business Optimization. So honestly, I just want to do a quick introduction. Myself and Luke, we're the partners here at Momentum Digital. Mac Frederick, our founder, I'd like to have him on as well in the future broadcast. But pretty much, who are we and why are we so credentialed to actually talk about this stuff? I myself, like Kieran, I'm actually part of the Momentum 360 team where we've grown to about close to 1,000 photographers. We have about 30 business profiles all across domestically in the United States, where we're actually able to send photographers out there. We're able to get leads, and it's going to be a really awesome presentation for you today. So I'll let Luke introduce himself real quick.
Yeah, and I focus more so on the digital side, Momentum Digital, where we offer full service marketing, website SEO, local SEO, which we'll be focusing on today, as well as social media management, Google Ads, and things like that. I'm looking forward to Kieran teaching you a little bit about Google Business and how you can use that to help these other businesses leverage this tool to show up higher in Google.
Yes, absolutely. Cool. So Kieran, pretty much what you can expect today, we're going to be going through three parts. Okay, it's going to be pretty much the seminar overview, community access, what even is a Google business profile, really getting setting up here. Second part is basic optimizations that you're probably familiar with. And then we're going to talk, once we lay that foundation of basic optimizations, of more advanced tactics that Luke, myself, Mac, and I do, not just with Momentum, but a couple of our other businesses as well. And then last but not least, how to beat your competitors with this management. Because especially where you are, my friend, Kieran, I would like to say that it's not as saturated as America. So there's a lot more opportunity to actually collect more market share there. So, and then we're also going to be launching a contest as well. So it's going to be really, really interesting stuff.
Awesome. Yeah. So to begin with, Kieran, we want to invite you to our Slack channel where we'll be adding different business owners, people like you that help other businesses, just to review this recording and any other webinars that we'll be having in the future. You'll get exclusive access to that. You'll be the first to hear about it. And then, of course, we want to use this as a space to collaborate, share ideas, work together, and build our businesses together. So I'll drop that link in the chat. You can join now or at the end.
Awesome. So what is Google Business? So this is a question we get asked a lot. Google My Business, really, at the end of the day, is a free and user-friendly tool that allows you to have your own business found online from a Google search or through Google Maps platform. And Kieran, there's really 5 main pillars to understand with Google Business. You might be familiar, you might not, but just so we're on the same page. The first one is really visibility. So it ensures that your business actually comes up in local searches. It's vital for customers who are actually searching exactly what you do in your area. And it's obviously establishing trust, which is our second pillar. So it showcases different rankings, reviews, ratings. It really builds credibility from maybe another business that doesn't have as good a ranking as you do, right? Number 3 is engagement. So interacting with customers through Q&As, posts, reviews, really just creating a dynamic brand and image at the end of the day. The fourth pillar is going to be insights. So really analyzing at the end of the day how these customers find your business, where do they come from, and allow you to get all of that data and synchronize it so you can do more of what's working and discard what's not working. All right. And then the last one is just sheer convenience. So really just typing in a quick Google search, you find exactly what you need. And there you go. Whether it's location, contact details, whatever you need to do, it's a very convenient way to find your business. So.
Yeah, and with everything, the saturated market, especially in this industry that's being thrown out saying, making promises, this will take your business to the next level. This is what you should be offering your clients. the proof is in the pudding. This is literally one of the most powerful tools that we manage for our clients, that I've used for my businesses, Sean's used for his, Mac has used for his. It is literally the main source of organic leads for us, and we don't spend too many dollars on advertising. We get 99% of our leads directly from Google Business because we show up at the top of search for Digital Marketing Agency Philadelphia, for Virtual Tours Company Philadelphia, and the same for our clients. And we'll show you some case studies on the next slide here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can see here, obviously, Momentum Digital, Momentum 360. We're at the top for various search terms because we've been managing our profiles for so long at this point. But at the top right, you can see our partner, Mac. He has 3 retail shops, Phone Repair Philly. All 3 of them show up at the top of Google. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. He's taking all of that market share from Google, and he's taking pretty much all of the calls for phone repair in the Philadelphia area. And if you look at some of these charts, I mean, I don't quite remember who I pulled this from, but I believe it's from one of our med spas. We started managing them at the beginning of January this year, and within, I don't know, 3-4 months, they were seeing over 10,000 impressions on their profile, which resulted in, 400 and some calls, 800 direction or 500 direction requests, over 4.500 website clicks as well. And this is all within the span of, 3 to 6 months. Of course, it's a long-term play, just like anything SEO. But if you take the necessary steps, which we'll outline in the next few slides, you can see success as soon as 3 months. It's really crazy. It truly is.
Yeah, it's really well said. And Kieran, you can see here more of what Luke's talking about. So his company, Athletics United, just murdering it on GMB. You have the 360. You have the phone repair chains. You have a lot. I mean, you just can't make these numbers up. I mean, these are numbers directly from Google. And, like Luke said, the proof is really in the pudding at the end of the day. And Luke, if you want to take this slide, or actually I can take this slide.
Cool.
So Kieran, so really getting set up, these are just the fundamental basics. And I'll go through pretty much like a quick couple-minute demo in a second. But really going to the Google My Business website is your first step. So it's business.google.com, where you can actually create your own listing. You can verify it through postcard, phone, email. What's really nice, Kieran, is, at least for me, when I created these profiles a while back, we had to do the old postcard thing. It was like very tedious. Now you're actually able to do it sometimes through your phone, whether it's a call or text. It's so much more accessible now, and it's a lot easier to get verified than it was a little while ago. So it's just a better platform now more than ever. And then really optimizing the profile. So I'll talk about that in a second and show you through the business name, address, phone number, website, making sure that you have the right business category in the subcategories. Luke and I did a quick mock demo of this whole presentation yesterday, and he really hit on, you need to be hyper specific about this, because if you're not, you're going to be confusing customers and you're going to be missing out on a lot of leads. So number 3 is very, very, very important. And then obviously putting in different high quality images of the business, products, services, all this stuff as well. So what I'll actually do, I'll go on to my own.
While Sean pulls this up, Kieran, it's important to note that, any business that you're helping, if they're setting up a new profile, it's imperative that they include all of the information they can before actually getting verified, so that it doesn't get suspended, because in the past 2 years, Google has upped the number of suspensions that they've been handing out, and it's a total pain to try and get those businesses reinstated. So to avoid that, upload as much optimized information as you can before actually getting the profile live.
Yeah. Great.
Whereas in the past, you've been able to get by with your business name, your phone number, and that's really it.
Yep. So you'll go to business.google.com, and then I have, close to 30 profiles. But what you'll do is you'll go to add business. Let's just say I'm doing another Momentum 360 location. And then kind of back to what we were just talking about, photography. There's a lot of different selections here, but we're not a class, we're not a school, we're not a studio, or a service. And there's a lot of other different types of services we do under that umbrella, but photography service is the most accurate service and business that we provide. Do you want to have a location where customers can visit you, like a store or office? Not necessarily, because we actually go to the clients. They don't come to us. So we're going to hit no on that. Let's just do, you said you're in Belfast? That's
yeah, just outside. Yeah.
Still a Belfast location. Boom, we're in the UK now. Can I use your phone number? No, I'm just kidding. But pretty much we'll add a phone number here. I'll just use my own. I know I selected the United Kingdom, but you get my point. Let me actually go back here so I can do this. Manhattan, New York, boom. So I'll put in my phone number here. You could also add a website. You could add momentumvirtualtours.com. And then the nice thing is you're actually able to get a verification code most likely, or in this case, we actually need to put in an address. So I'll do something. I'll just make something up. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if there's one in Manhattan, but for the sake of time. So you'll essentially put something in here, state, New York. We'll do, I don't know. I think it's like 100, 11, something like that. Pine Street. Next. And then boom. As you can see here, you can get a phone call or text, email code, business video, which we don't recommend doing this because it's still kind of like in beta, Kieran. So it's not like the best tool. So you want to obviously get an email code or a phone code. For the sake of time, I'm just going to verify later. And adding in the different services. For the sake of time, I'll just put in kind of more what we do. So aerial photography, corporate photography, we do commercial photography, we do headshots here and there. I mean, we do it all pretty much at Momentum 360. Real estate photos, etc. Boom. Hours of operation. Are you 24 hours? Are you not? So you can fill that out. We'll move on. Do you want to add messaging? I would highly recommend that. You want to have a nice business description. What is it you actually do? Introducing yourself. You have 750 characters, so you have a lot to work with here. You can add different photos of the business, which we'll do in a second, just for the sake of time here. But that's pretty much it. It's a very, very quick process. And boom, once we get a code, we're going to be verified. So it's really, really nice.
Exactly. So that's really it. So that's how you get set up. It's really that simple. It takes no more than 10 minutes. Now, of course, we did that for the sake of the presentation, but anyone looking to set up a profile, don't cut any corners, put as much information as you can at the beginning so that you have the best opportunity of getting verified within the next 24 hours to 5 business days. But moving forward, we're going to focus on how to actually optimize your profile, what the weekly management looks like, and how to actually keep track of your performance metrics in the Google Business Dashboard.
Am I allowed to ask questions? Or questions?
If you want to hold that at the end, that'd be great.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Cool. So like Luke said, it's really time to take your profile to the next level. So we kind of just went through the basics on how to create everything. Now we're going to be talking more about the posts, reviews, Q&As, local citations, all of these things that at the end of the day, Kieran, a lot of businesses, they're just not doing, or they're not doing it on a consistent level. And, if something is worth doing, it's worth doing well. And if you're not doing it well, then you're missing out on a lot of leads. So being consistent and really taking all of these things that we're about to say into consideration, it's going to be a game changer for you.
Yeah, so the first thing, one of the most important things is treating it like a social media profile. So everyone is familiar with social media. You need to post, daily, if not 4 times a week, sometimes 2 times a day. Everyone has their different perspectives on that. Google Business is the same. So if you look over in the screenshot here, we have Momentum 360's profile. These are all posts. Consider them social media posts that Google directly indexes. And as a result, will decide where your profile should rank in Google search results. So we suggest that you post at least 2 times per week. For most of our clients, we'll post 3 to 4 times per week. And those posts should have, relevant images, whether it's the service being performed, whether it's the locale, whether it's a graphic like this that actually has keywords incorporated. These can be created, super simply using a free design platform like Canva. You want to upload your virtual tours, and you also want to make sure that your captions have keywords stuffed into them. Whether it's the location, because Google Business is so location heavy, that's literally what it's there for, is local service businesses or local based businesses. You want to make sure that those keywords are included in your captions so that Google can pick up on those keywords and start to rank your profile accordingly. Sean's going to take a few minutes to walk through how you can actually upload those posts and the different types of posts. And Sean, if you want to talk about how you can kind of incorporate virtual tours as well, while we have that dashboard up.
100%. So, Kieran, this is really where, like Luke said, the bread and butter is for, posting. And I'll kind of just make a couple distinct differences here. So, like we talked about before when I kind of did this quick demo, you can add photos, which are like customers peeking your business, a logo, cover photo. These are good, and you're going to need these. But what we're talking about, if you click this down arrow, are ad updates. Okay. So really, these are where you're going to actually do these posts, right? So pretty much more times than not, you're going to be adding an update. But if you have a holiday offer, if you have an event like a webinar like we're doing right now, you could do that. I'll talk about the tours in a second, but what we can do, let me actually go to a profile or a location that has, it's verified rather. So if we go to one of our, we go to one of our profiles that's verified, we can actually post. So we'll do the Jersey one. You can see here we have decent coverage. So we'll add an update. We'll go right here. And what you want to do is you really want to post a picture that has the text with your key phrase or keyword in here. So let me just, I don't think for the sake of time, I could try to find something, but something like this, at least it has virtual tour in it. So this is one of the offers that we're rocking with. Ideally, it would be check out our new offer for virtual tour services. Since we're talking about New Jersey here, it's going to be New Jersey. Ideally, this text here has virtual tour services in New Jersey as well, Kieran, but just for the ad description, you want to make sure that the actual text as well, the headline, has this key phrase there as well, because Google is going to recognize that from the text, but also from the image as well. So you want to have that consistency so you're able to push that keyword to the top. And then you have an add a button here, which you can do pretty much anything you want. I like the learn more button. It's worked out well for us in the past. Boom. You can preview it here. So this goes to our website. You can check this out here, and then boom. So let's talk about these tours. So pretty much what we do, Kieran, we actually use a plethora of different softwares, right? Whether it's Matterport, whether it's Cloud Pinot, 3D Vista, Kula, whatever the case is, right? What we'll actually do, and for the sake of time, I just want to give you the most value possible. So I'm not going to go through like an entire demo, but what we'll do is we'll actually construct all of the tour material on that software. And then there's a plugin to actually post to the Google business profile. So, pretty much if a business doesn't have this, it's really missing out. Like I'll go through one of our, clients right now, and you can obviously see if you go to their Google business profile and go to Street View in 360, this is a tour to show you I'm not BSing you. It's from 2 years ago that I shot this. And this is pretty much where it lies. We posted this from the Matterport system. And this is pretty much, where it lies. But a lot of businesses, Kieran, they just don't have this, and they're missing out on a lot of SEO juice. Google recognizes, hey, these tours get a lot of visibility, and to get the most out of your profile, you need to have a tour done. So it's just one of these things that you're checking off the box with Google to make sure you're within their, better guidelines, I would say, to get, more ranking. So that's kind of how the tours play into it.
Cool. And then some tools that you can use just to save time, because I know small business owners, you might just not have the time to post these things and to manage all of the different aspects of Google Business. Of course, everyone is familiar with ChatGPT. If you're not, get familiar with it. You can use a prompt like, please generate, 10 SEO optimized captions for Google Business posts based on my business information. So the business category, company location, service areas, company services. Within a minute, you have 10 posts, 10 captions that you can use over the next 4 weeks. And then you just need to design some basic templates and graphic designs using something like Canva, a free design platform. And if you have no design skills, they have templates that you can use. You just switch out the branding, switch out the text, and make sure it aligns with the captions. Otherwise, you can use images from, I don't know, the business's Instagram profile or Facebook profile just to save yourself some time. And then finally, you can use a tool like mobile.io. It's like $10 per profile. It's well worth the $10 because you will save yourself so much time scheduling these posts, I don't know, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months ahead of time. Then you don't have to worry about it. It's kind of set it and forget it. The only thing you have to keep up with is generating reviews and, asking questions and stuff like that. But I would say posts are probably the most time consuming, one of the most important. This is a great way for you to automate them.
Yeah, and did Luke give you a shout out, man? Like, Kieran, Luke does fantastic work at making content around Chat GPT. I thought I knew how to use it, but Luke takes it to a whole nother level on his social medias as well. So he'll drop his Instagram link in the Slack channel once you're added. You can get a lot of value out of there, but he's a great teacher with that. He does a fantastic job.
You're making me blush, man.
All right, so part two. So we're going to talk about, reviews, and more reviews. So Kieran, for a lot of different business owners, like, even yourself as a consumer, when you go out to a restaurant, maybe you want to take the wife shopping, reviews are really the most important thing because it catches your eye. Oh, these people have a lot of good reviews. They have, a lot of them. So ultimately they're going to seem more credible and more legitimate in your eyes. So we're really going to talk about, pretty much how to get more reviews really quickly here. I'll do a quick, how to find your link, but really sharing your link with friends and family that can support you in the business, just get you more free reviews. It's really, really easy. And then also turning your link into somewhat of a QR code that you can put on signs and stickers. And I don't have a business card right now, but maybe on your business card, and really setting up automated texts and emails as well, like we were talking about. After fulfillment with, reviews attached. What I like to do is, with Momentum 360, speaking what I do on a daily basis, every single job we do, we send an email and a text and also a call personalized. If it's, if I have time, I'd like to call the client, but we'll have Jarrett, my director of operations, or we'll have Nicole, my director of customer success, call them as well saying, hey, how did everything go? We saw that, everything went really well. We sent you a link for a review. We texted it to you as well. And hitting them 3 separate ways, they're more than likely not only to leave you a review, but to leave you a 5-star review and have a very lengthy, awesome review that goes into a lot of different sentences. And it's great. So the more you can get out of that, the better. So I'll show you really quickly how to find that link. For this case, I'll go all the way down to our Philly location where I think we have close to 240 reviews. But it's pretty simple. So what you'll do is, and here, ask for reviews. And then whether you want to send it through email or WhatsApp or Facebook, you could do that. I just like to just copy this and email it and text it. We do a lot of MailChimp campaigns too, Kieran, on a weekly basis. So we like to put this out there kind of just in like, the, I guess, bottom of the page. For our delivery emails, I like to include this link as well. And if I have, good relationships with clients that, are in Philly, tri-state area, I know them personally, I'll just text them a link. Hey, do you have 2 seconds to leave us a review? And it really, really helps. I mean, Luke can tell you a little bit more, but reviews, one of, if not the most important factors to you actually getting more calls and clicks.
It's worth all of the creativity it might take to get those reviews. Of course, it starts being as simple as asking friends and family, but you can go all the way into running, social media contests where if someone leaves you a review, they screenshot it. Next time they come in, they show you the screenshot and they get a discount, something like that, like a special offer just to incentivize people to leave reviews. I mean, I have, friends and clients that will go above and beyond with these incentives just to get the reviews, but soon enough they'll have 50 to 100 reviews in 6 months and their business skyrockets in Google, and now they're getting calls left and right. So it's definitely worth the work up front to get creative and to figure out systems and ways that you can get more reviews.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a section that is often overlooked is the Q&A section. So for businesses that are already having success because they have tons of reviews, they've been posting, Q&A section can be taken advantage of, but this is more so for the businesses that haven't seen much success yet and they're looking for that extra boost. So your Google profile has a section that essentially acts as like an FAQ section on your website, but on your Google business profile. What I would suggest business owners to do, Kieran, for your clients is get people in the company or get friends, get family to leave a question, ask a question on the profile that's relevant to the business. And that as the business owner, go ahead and answer those questions with keywords as in-depth as possible so that Google sees your profile as an authority or a resource for this industry on Google. Soon enough, you have 5 questions, you have a full FAQ section. People can literally use this as a resource as opposed to searching for answers on Google. And if you can answer those questions as the business, not only does it prove your expertise, but it gives you the credibility that someone's looking for when prospecting a different business.
Yeah. And Luke, I'll stop sharing my screen if you want to take Kieran really quickly around how to do Q&As and how to optimize that.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm good to go.
Awesome. There you go.
Alrighty, so we have the presentation there and then our Google business profile here. So you wouldn't do this from your admin profile. What you would do is ask someone else to do it from their profile so that you're not on the back end. They're coming to it as a customer. So I would say, hey, John, come leave us or ask us a question on our profile. This is what it would look like. They would click ask a question. It's that simple. And to make it even easier for them, I would use ChatGPT or I would take the time to sit and write out questions that are relevant to my business so that they don't even have to think. All they have to do is copy the question and paste it in the question section. Once that's asked, all you need to do as the business owner is go to the question section and then you can answer all of these questions. So like I said, for profiles that are already seeing success, maybe it's not as important, but if you find yourself fighting for that top 3 position, I would say Q&A section is probably a great way to squeeze the juice out of the lemon and take your profile to the next level.
Yeah. Awesome. And then we're going to talk about local SEO citations. So really, at the end of the day, these citations, Kieran, are equivalent to like an old phone book. So you go through, you flip it around, online directories that really allow you to store their information. So as a business owner, it's imperative that you have these citations as many as possible, but also as consistent as possible. So we've talked about when we were creating the profile before, the name, address, and the phone number, the NAP. You want to have that be as consistent as humanly possible. So Google and a lot of other citations for that matter are consistent. So then Google, as the godfather of searches, because you only get more searches than Google's essentially going to say, oh, well, this profile is very consistent. They have a lot of citations that are all consistent across the board. We're going to rank them and push them higher than another business that has a lot of other citations, but they're very consistent. Maybe the name is wrong. Maybe the address is off. Maybe the phone number is a different one. So you want to make sure that you have all that information properly consistent, because that's really where you're going to see a lot of growth, especially with these citations. And to go off of that too, you can check out Fiverr, Bright Local, Local Falcon. These are all fantastic platforms that Luke and I and Mac have used really just to grow not only like Momentum's clients, but also like our own businesses as well, especially Bright Local for 360, where I'm able to see, okay, here's where we're lacking with these certain reviews. Here's where we don't have these citations. So all 3 of these platforms, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that's really it for the management aspect. So we covered reviews, posts, Q&A, uploading virtual tours, the whole 9. If you keep up with those things, you will have success. And we'll review kind of what a weekly checklist looks like. But moving forward, we're going to show you how to dive into the analytics, how to take a look at your KPIs and make sure that the effort that you're putting forth is actually returning benefits, so it's worth your time. We're going to figure out how to find the performance reports, how to actually understand them, and then lastly, how to leverage those reports and build a checklist to make sure those reports, those analytics are continuing to increase over time.
Awesome. But first, we're going to go over some competition, and we're actually going to launch and talk about our competition and giveaway that we're going to be doing. So Kieran, this is going to be massive for you. I actually have someone who potentially might be on this call joining right now, but if they aren't able to join, you're going to be pretty much the front runner here, my friend. So what we're going to be doing, what the competition is, it's very simple. As you can see right here, I'm just going to read it from the slide. Whoever sees the largest percentage of growth between now and 4 weeks from today is going to receive 6 months of free Google Business Management. And Kieran, since you're interested in these virtual tours as well, I also want to have a very, very nice discount for you. And I also will throw in free still photography. And also, I want to say drone photography as well. We might even do a video as well. But we need to see the growth at first, obviously, before we do any of that. It's going to be not just the calls, not just the impressions, but the overall interactions that the business has, which Luke will talk about in a second here.
Absolutely. So Google Business Performance can be found in your Google Business dashboard. Again, to access that, you just type in business.google.com. In most cases, if you're signed into your admin profile, all you need to do is search the business and the dashboard should show up. And then you just click Performance. And in the Performance dashboard, there are a handful of different things to take a look at, which I will show you right here. So I search Momentum Digital. I'm signed into the admin profile. I click Performance. And here is where we have the dashboard. So you can see the overview. This is actually the number that we're going to be measuring over the next 4 weeks. You'll mark down, your number now, and then we'll mark it down in 4 weeks, and we'll take the largest percentage growth. But for your information, you can also check out your calls here, your messages, your bookings, direction requests, website clicks, the whole nine. The most important thing, and probably where I spend the most time, because we focus a lot on SEO, is what we're actually ranking for and what customers and clients are searching. So people obviously search directly, but it's nice to see that we're also ranking a lot for digital marketing. In fact, we're ranking #1 for digital marketing agency Philadelphia. But for clients like med spas or for gyms, there might be services in there that you're not necessarily aware that you're ranking for, that you should be allocating more time towards. And this is very insightful, because once you get an idea of what clients are searching, it might open up a whole new world of opportunity. For instance, one of our med spas, an example I always use, I dug into these reports and we found that laser hair removal was the top service they were ranking for. And we were kind of blown away because we had been spending so much time on these other services. And we decided, okay, if we're already ranking very well for laser hair removal, let's see how much more we can bump it up the ranks. And after spending a lot of time, lo and behold, we're showing up in search results for miles and miles of a radius around the actual location, because we were able to take these insights and then provide actionable steps afterwards. So this is where I spend a lot of my time, but it's also nice just to see your growth over time.
Yeah. I mean, just really amazing stuff there. And as you can see too, from the laser scan, I mean, 3,500 customer interactions. And what Luke said yesterday, I mean, imagine how many, how much new business you can generate from 3,500 customer interactions. So yeah. Exactly.
And that's not just impressions. That's website clicks, that's calls, direction requests. All of these leads are looking to take action on the business. And this happens simply because of all of the things we just reviewed. If you do that on a consistent basis, you can almost guarantee that this is going to happen, especially for various industries where marketing is kind of undersold. For instance, I'll tell a quick story here. I saw an opportunity in dog walking, and I decided to start a dog sitting company with my friend, because dog sitters, usually they're one-man shows, and, not to rag on them, but most of them are in it for the love of the game, but there's also a whole business aspect to it. And if you take advantage of Google Business and website SEO, slowly but surely, you're going to show up at the top of Google, and you're going to be taking a lot of calls, and you're going to be getting a lot of website requests as well. And we've had success literally just by using Google My Business. Of course, the service and the fulfillment is important, but the first step is getting the business. The second step is actually being able to fulfill it. Because of Google Business, we were able to do that. So there are a lot of niches where this can exponentially grow your business a lot faster than others.
Yeah. And I'll just add another quick anecdote too, is what we do. We have these sandbox accounts with Momentum where we'll actually build out the entire digital footprint, Google Business Profile, the website, social media as well, those 3 pillars. And then we'll start getting leads, and then we'll have an intern kind of continue to manage it until it's grown into an actual business. Mac actually has been doing the strategy for a long time. He taught Luke and I it, and we had a sandbox account called Philly IV, which is like a hydration company. If you're hungover, if you're like an athlete, you want to recover, you get these IVs, and it's a full-blown business now. I mean, how crazy is that? So it just goes to show that how powerful all of these things are, where you just have an idea, you build the profile, and before you know it, just like Luke said, you have a full-on business. So it's unbelievable. But to go into the management checklist, so pretty much you can refer to this slide for the competition tasks. So you make sure you're head on to where you want to be. And I think one of our 360 awesome photographers, Patrick, just joined. But Patrick, just so you're up to the same speed, we're going to be relaunching a competition for a month from now. We're going to see who is the more growth here. So pretty much these are the things, guys, you need to do to see as much growth as possible. So number one, you're going to be uploading at least 3 photos per week. You're going to be posting twice per week. So uploading 3 photos and then doing 2 posts, which could be updates, events, could be anything else per week. You're going to gather at least 1 review every single week. And then you're going to request 1 question asked per week. And remember, it's not just going to be 1 question asked. It's also going to be an answer as well, because you want to have the key phrase, the local key phrase in the question. And you also want to have that local key phrase in the answer as well. And then you're going to complete the 10 citations per week if it's done on your own. And what we'll do, guys, in the Slack channel that we're going to invite you to at the end of this, we're actually going to send a whole checklist that not only just with this management, but with the citations as well. So you can kind of see, okay, well, here are the citations that I'm missing. Here are the ones that I have. And you guys can kind of fill in the gaps.
Exactly. So that's it. You now know how to set up your Google business profile. You know how to manage it. You know how to take your profile to the next level, whether it's for your business or another business or for a sandbox account that you just want to test the idea. And if it has success, maybe you start a new business. But again, we want to invite you guys to join the Slack channel. Patrick, I'm not sure if you saw, but the Slack invite is in the chat now. So you can click that and join. In there, we'll be dropping tips, videos, webinars in the future. You'll get exclusive access to those. You'll be the first to hear about it. We really just want to build a community of business owners and digital marketers and photographers, anyone that wants to help build businesses and grow with us. That's essentially what the community is for.
Absolutely. Congratulations, guys. And really what we're going to do is we'll just take some time now to do a quick Q&A. Kieran, I know you had some questions, and then Pat, I know you just sent in the chat. Can you resend the link? I'll just go ahead and do that right now, so you have that, my friend. But yeah, whoever wants to go first, Kieran, if you have a couple questions, I'd be happy to have Luke and I answer it.
Sure, thank you very much. That was really very, very interesting. So I should clarify, I know this is still recording. I'm not a business per se, but I advise businesses in my role in one of the colleges that I work in. I can think of a number of businesses who certainly could benefit from this. But no, it was very, very useful. It was the verification, and then you did say it could take up to 5 days. So my first question was, is 5 days a typical turnaround?
So typically, if you're verifying by phone or email or one of the digital ways, it'll take no more than 24 to 48 hours. Now, if you're doing the postcard verification, say you do the verification on Thursday or Friday, the reason we say it's going to take 3 to 5 days is because that postcard needs to actually be sent to the address.
Okay. Well, I imagine, maybe I'm wrong here, that most of it will be done digitally by phone or by whatever device you're doing this on.
It depends. And this is the tricky part about Google. They can change the methods of verification depending on the type of business. So Sean, in that case, selected that we did not have a physical location, but we actually provide the services on site. That's why they lean towards the digital verifications. But if you're a brick and mortar business with a physical location, whether it's a gym or a hotel or something else, the likelihood of you having to do the postcard verification is much higher. With that being said, it's kind of like a shot in the dark. Google throws at you kind of whatever it feels like that day.
Yeah. Okay. And is that physically they send you a postcard?
Correct. And that postcard will have the verification code, and then you just input it.
Okay. I mean, what was? I'm no expert at all, but I certainly advise businesses to make sure you go on your Google business and you have that set up. But like it's and reviews, the importance, I would say, in the last 12 months alone well, certainly post-pandemic for tourism businesses here in Ireland has been reviews, but moving away from the reliance on TripAdvisor to the reality of Google reviews and the power of Google reviews. So I guess that's something I was aware of, but I didn't realize how relevant that was until this talk. So this isn't really a question, this is more an observation. But I also didn't realize that you can really post as regularly, treating it like a social channel where you're posting twice a week or more. And now that makes sense to me because I'm not an SEO, I'm not a web designer, but it makes sense. Now you've said it, the more and more I think about it, that's how you've content going back. And that's really, I don't think a lot of businesses know that.
No, absolutely. And it's funny you mentioned the TripAdvisor thing. So Sean briefly mentioned before the webinar that I had been traveling Europe. I have family in Sweden. I'm half Swedish citizen. So I spent a lot of time in Europe. And over the past 3 months, I was all over. I started in Montenegro and made my way up. But I used to use TripAdvisor a lot. But I noticed, so last year I also went through Europe and I was using TripAdvisor mainly and a few other platforms. But this time around, I guess it might have been geographically where I was. I saw a lot more on Google, and I tended to select the businesses that were on Google because I feel like there was more validation, and TripAdvisor is so saturated nowadays. And it almost seems like some of those reviews are like paid for. But when you use Google, I feel like it's a more credible source. And I actually I was doing like a boat rental in Montenegro, and they were one of the only businesses that had a Google business profile for that specific industry. I mean, boat tours, they're using various ways. Some of them aren't marketing at all, but because they were on Google, I chose them. And I can imagine that a lot of tourists coming from out of that country, from different parts of the EU or from the US or Australia even, will be using Google as opposed to some of the other things. So, lucky for them, they had that Google business profile and they were really the only ones showing up. So it's a great way to, separate yourself. And, as they say, the cream rises to the top. So if they're the first ones in the game, I'm sure the rest aren't far behind, but they're going to be miles ahead of all their competition.
Yeah, I mean, it was the ability to add the updates that I have just boxed that in my notes there, add an event. Again, the type of work that I do is about, we would have these online events and face-to-face events. And then I'm also thinking of one of my clients is a local brewery. And, somebody, I was on site with them 2 weeks ago and somebody arrived at the door because of their opening hours on Google. And she was going, well, we're not actually, so she needs to actually correct that because their opening hours were wrong. But I was there advising her and we were starting to talk about a possible 360 tour. And just to back up your point, look, the reason they arrived is because the brewery was on Google, and it's not in a city, it's away in the country.
Yep.
But purely because they had a Google business profile, that's why they wanted to arrive. And they ended up spending roughly about $100 on merchandise. So it worked.
Yeah. Yeah,
so this for me, I've really enjoyed this chat, and I suppose on a personal level, there's so much here that the businesses all over the world should know a bit about. I've been listening to this for 45 minutes, and I've learned a lot in my role as a business mentor and advisor from listening to you guys. And really, apart from the reviews and the importance of having a business profile, I think a lot of businesses are now being told that, but they don't go deeper than that. So it's a bit like in the olden days when you had your website before everyone realized the importance of SEO. Everybody's been told they should have a Google business profile, but after that, they don't go back to it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And this is what I'm taking from today. I'm going to go, really? Right. Okay. This is really good. Yeah.
I appreciate, you acknowledging the value, but I'd love to, and I'm sure Sean would as well, have another conversation with you maybe sometime later in the week or next week. I feel like there's a lot to review, and I'd also love to hear your story. And, being half European, I always love connecting with people that are doing business over there, because my dream, I know Sean's dream as well, is to have some sort of, business connection in Europe to actually build out the future.
Yeah, well, Sean there must be some kind of Celtic origin in his name. There has to be. I don't know how far down your family tree in the genealogy, but there has to be some link there, Sean. There has to be.
There's no more Irish name than Sean Boyle for sure. So my ancestors, obviously in Ireland, were in the Donegal, area,
Mhm.
and I'm actually waiting for my little brother to get his passport renewed. It's it takes forever in the mail. So once he gets his
Yeah.
passport, we're going to be making a trip to Ireland, lickety split. So I can't wait to do that. I've never been, so it really be good to have a go to the motherland and check it
I
out.
will tell you, if you're coming to Belfast, look me up, and
100%. I'm down for it. Let's
show
do
you
it.
some of the sights of Belfast. And if you're keen on a bicycle and a mountain biking, I can show you some fantastic sights.
Oh yeah, let's bike. Let's get a couple pints, maybe some golf. Forget about it.
Yeah, I'm not a big golfer, but yeah, I'll see you on the 19th tee. I'm not a big golfer, but I do road cycling and I do mountain biking. I should qualify. You're both young enough to be my sons. I have two sons at 21 and one son is 18, 21, and he's just turned 19. So my youngest son's in Manchester at university, and my eldest son is going over to Liverpool. He's just finished, but then he's maybe talking to going to Australia. He's 21, but he's going to do a level 2 and a level 3 fitness course. He did psychology at university. So, but you're both are slightly older than that, I know, but you're both probably young enough to be my sons. So there you go.
I'd love to do some cycling, and yeah, man, we definitely got to connect. What I'll do is after this, we'll talk in Slack. I saw you just joined, and we'll get a call in the books for this
So
week.
I know this is recording, and I was conscious of when you said don't ask questions. So I know this is still recording. I don't know if it's still is, but I'm trying to follow the link, and as you were talking there, and then you mentioned some of the platforms that I'm familiar with. I have used Kula. Matterport is just, for me to personally use, it's too expensive, and for our college will not, unless you're big into engineering and architecture, but will not have the spend for that platform. So, do you have, just because this struck me, you're a consultancy business, but you specialize in 360 tours, and our paths have crossed for one reason or another. Goodness knows how they have, because you're saying, how did you find out? And I'm going, I think I was looking at virtual tours, and bang, I hit, and then you pushed me back. I was going, that's a Saturday. Sure, I'll do it. So we're here now, and I'm trying to really weave the path back in reverse, going, how did I get here? So, but I was really interested in and it may not be your platform, but it might be the same name. Isn't there a Momentum 360 platform?
There's not one that I know of. I mean, we use a lot of different softwares that are out there. I definitely concur on the whole Matterport thing. I think it's way too expensive. I don't think they're definitely providing enough value. But yeah, I mean, what I'd like to do is kind of go through, like, on a separate screen share with you, go through like all the different things that you've reviewed, and we can check out the platform that's going to work best for you, because we work with a lot of different platforms, and we have a custom solution that we work with a lot of these different schools, especially.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Happy to do that. So I must just go. I didn't want to be seen to be going off your screen when this has been recorded. So, but I must actually check out, because I thought that you guys had your own, as well as doing the consultancy end of it, that you had your own 360 platform.
Yeah, we don't yet. We are in the makings of it, but I mean, what I can do is, like, I'll definitely love to talk to you still about, hey, like, here's a couple different, like, just to put you in right one way or the other, because we are like a white label provider for a lot of these other software. So it's almost like, sure, you can go with them directly, but with us, you're gonna kind of understand and get a lot more value out of it. We found, because we work with probably about 36 people who are in your same seat, where it's like, you're looking for a software, you're looking for something that's proprietary, right? But you're not necessarily looking for the provider aspect of it, or maybe so. But yeah, we can definitely have that conversation. I'll steer you in the right direction for sure.
No, that's good. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So awesome. Yeah, Patrick, I know you just joined, but I know you were watching the majority on on my live stream. Thank you for that. Did you have any questions? I just wanted to allow you some time.
No, it's pretty straightforward, man. I just wanted to tap in. I saw you go live. I had a little free time, so I was like, what's up? And I joined the Slack.
Nice.
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm with it, man. I think you guys are on point with the Google. It's an undervalued situation. Way too many people, like Kieran said, put it up, create one, and then leave it. And I'm included in that. And I think, I mean, next to TikTok Shop right now, Google is clearly number one when it comes to like everything. And so utilizing it, you know, we get on Instagram, we get on Facebook and TikTok, but like utilizing the number one search platform in the country is really a no-brainer that people are forgetting about. So I'm with it. I mean, I agree. I just was sort of here for the back end. I know I was just here to absorb, really. And I like watching you guys communicate. At the end of the day, I'm always just learning how to manage myself on a live call or a meeting. So it's always nice to watch others and professionals do the do.
That's awesome, man. And we're here for that. Like Luke said, we're here to build a really solid community of photographers and digital marketers and just digital nomads at the end of the day, Patrick, that, we want to have something and grow something that's, bigger than ourselves. And it's a legacy play too, because it's like, you're doing well with your business. We're doing well with ours. Kieran's doing well with his. And it's, it's not just individually, but it's also how much, more can we offer to the world and create something that's going to be, not only more than us, but into, maybe the next generation after that and so on and so forth. So it's a really good start. We're going to do a lot more of these. I'm really happy, Patrick, you and, Kieran, yourself, were able to hop on. But this has been fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up.
Yeah.
Kieran, I'll talk to you in the DMs with Luke. We can get a call scheduled. And other than that, thank you guys so much. I'm actually going to drop the recording in as well, so you guys can take a look at that if you missed anything. We're going to start the competition as well. So pretty much we're going to have that checklist. We're going to pretty much check in week after week. How's everything going? And then Patrick and Kieran, it's going to be a one-on-one match, it looks like. So
it's you and me, Kieran, to the races.
I think you have distinct advantage there, but anyway, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, my setup's slightly different, but yes. Well, just to say thank you very much to Luke and Sean. It's been really, really insightful. I'm still after this call. I'll find this platform that I was talking about, so you don't think I'm talking nonsense. I am familiar with Kula, and I've used Kula quite a lot. But this other one was, if it's not called Momentum, I'm going to have to eat my sock. So,
hey, I really am loving Cloud Panel right now, though.
Yeah,
I think Cloud. I think there's some things when it comes to architecturally that like we do lose on Cloud Panel, but at the end of the day, I'm not. If I could get them to tweak down some of the movement speed from left to right, which I've been bugging them about, I swear. But if we could slow down some of that motion, I mean, I'm telling you, it's one of the best virtual tour, like outside of 3D Vista and 3D Pano VR, obviously, which that's a whole nother animal. Cloud Pano is so easy, and I'm loving it. The clients are loving it. Throwing the drone tours in the tours, they're loving it. So I 100%. Kieran, I say, check out Cloud Panel. It's obviously it's more money because Kula's free.
Yep.
But I definitely say check it out. I even hear it's not even out yet. Don't leave yet. But this is just one for fun. And I didn't even white label it yet. And it's not even done. But this is, and I got to add like a 360 photo in the air, but I did the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. It was kind of unofficial. We also like drove down Michigan Avenue with the 360 out the sunroof, and we made a video flying a drone around them. And like, I'm still working on some tweaks of it, but like at the end of the day, we got to hang out with the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
And I didn't realize that most people don't get to go inside the vehicle. It's just an outside thing. And so I was sharing some of the pictures around, and people are sitting there like, I've never seen the inside of this. And I'm sitting here like, well, we got to drive down Lakeshore Drive and Michigan Avenue in Chicago. I just didn't think, right? When you're in the moment, sometimes you're not quite realizing where you're at and what you're doing.
It's fantastic.
So yeah, that's Cloud Panel. I mean, I've got a couple other ones that I would love to share. I'll share them in Slack or whatever too. But like, just kind of an example, right?
For sure.
That's pretty good.
But all right.
All right, guys. But yeah, I'll let you guys go. I just wanted to, touch base, and I'll be in touch, man. You know where I'm at.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate this. We're going to do a lot more as time goes on, but have a great Sunday. Enjoy it. And
Hopefully enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, guys.